Coach Dave from Dad Bod Soccer, looking at kind of intro lessons for someone who's new playing as an outside back in a 4-3-3. And we're going to be taking a look at today at a varsity boys game and looking at the left back. Three things I want you to remember that we're going to be talking about. One, stay connected with your center backs. Stay connected with your center backs. Two, defend first, attack second. And three, communicate, communicate, communicate. So we're going to go through each of those and have some examples. And so here we go. First things first, I want to show you here. You want to be looking at the space between these players, okay? That space should be 10 to 15 yards when defending. 10 probably, maybe 15. So 10 to 15 when defending. You'll also notice how far in he is. This is correct. When defending, you want to be compressed as a unit. When you're defending, you want to be tight. You don't want to be spread all out. So what that means is that this player, this attacking player, is going to be given access to this space. And that's okay. That's okay. Because where is the most important part of the field for a defender to be worried about? It's the middle. Okay. So we're not too worried about this gentleman over here hanging out way wide. That's what he is in a 4-3-3. This is where the space is going to be. You know that, no problem. So what you don't want to do is have the defender get pulled out wide with this attacker. Why is that? Of course, because then you leave a huge gap, and you'll see a couple of examples of that. So first things first, you see a good setup. Stay connected with your center backs, about 10 yards, 12 yards. Here's the second thing. Look at their shape. This is really good. So they know that the ball is coming down. You can't see it, but it's coming from this direction. They've shifted over, and they're in a nice line here, kind of getting prepared to either step up for an offside trap or to drop and cover. Now let's proceed and see. While we're doing this, watch the left back. How's his spacing? How's his connectedness with the center back? Now, take a look. Look at this gap. If I am an attacking player, look, his eyes are even there. He knows where this opening is. So if I'm an attacking player, I need to get into this space. Why? Because this is the most dangerous space. It's in front of the goal. So this player here really needs to be closing this. And frankly, this center back needs to be closing this as well. He's pulled over too close to this player here. Okay, so watch this gap. This player is, of course, a danger player. Of course he is. But when they're in the attacking third, okay, you're gonna have to take some risks. This is a player, I'd rather have the ball out here than right here. Okay, so center back needs to pinch this way. Outside back needs to pinch this way, close up this gap in the middle, make them work to the outside, okay? All right, let's keep watching. Okay, keeper mostly gets the ball. Okay. Let's take a look at the defensive shape that was so nice just a minute ago. The ball's transitioned and turned over, and we're moving now this direction. You can see the ball here, okay? Here's our left back. He has moved up 10 yards, 15 yards. Here's a center back. Here's a center back. Here's a right back. Okay? I don't mind this. I don't mind it, but you got to pick your moments. We just transitioned. So outside back. And look, here's your central defensive midfielder. Look at all this space. If this player loses the ball, these guys are going to immediately attack. And this guy, look at the space behind here. Okay, this guy is going to go in behind. All right. So just be careful pushing too quickly. All right, here we go. Now let's look. Let's see what's happened. Again, we're watching the defensive players. Look in the middle. There's actually two things going on here that I don't love. One, look at this humongous gap in the middle. Okay, this center back is pulled far too far to the left, partially because the outside back was up here. So Center back pulled over. Center back pulled over to cover this player because this player was up here, leaving a huge gap right through the middle. Okay, that's the first thing I want to talk about. This guy has got to defend first, attack second. What that looks like is don't be moving up the field so quickly on the transition. Give it a little bit to see how the play develops before moving up the field. Otherwise, you're going to leave your center back exposed and a huge dangerous spot in the middle. So, good, gets the ball. All right, let's watch again what just happened. Outside back gets the ball. Good pass, really good pass. Here's your outside attacking player, and here's your outside back. I don't think that that's ideal. This player really needs to be much more advanced, especially understanding that you have an attack-minded outside back. But the outside back needs to recognize, he needs to say, hang on, I'm right here. So I'm not going to run forward and crowd that space right now because this is a space where he needs to go. Just be careful. Remember, you defend first, attack second. So watch that spacing on this side. Okay, watch this spacing. Great pass. This guy needs to be on his horse. And you should probably just chill as an outside back for a minute. Maybe drop into this area right here. We've had the ball's turned over. Here's the ball right here in your top left side. His eyes are looking this direction. So outside back is thinking he has a decision to make. Do I press here and pressure on this number 3? Or do I hold my line and expect this player to recover? Right? That's the question. That's the decision he's got to make. And let's watch and see what he decides, okay? Ball comes over. You can see he decided he was going to go press the player. Okay, so he's going to go press the player. Problem with that, and you can see what happens. He gets tight. The ball goes over the top. Okay. Now the center back's coming over to cover. Here's the decision you got to make as an outside back here in this space. You know you're given this space up here in a 4-3-3. This is where it's going to be. So you have to be thinking ahead of time. All right, if that's the space, who's supposed to be getting that guy? Who is responsible for tracking back? On a team that I coached, I'd be screaming at this guy to come back here and track this player. I don't know where the center midfielders are. They're all kind of bunched up. There's one, there's two, maybe there's a third somewhere over here. So you can see the center midfielders aren't really in place either. So this player's got to get back. I would coach my teams. Defenders hold the line when you're in this middle section of the field and they're starting to attack. Defenders hold the line as long as possible and do not pull up here, okay? Do not pull up there. That would be my coaching. Then you can keep your shape. Center back stays in the middle. Here's the other center back way over there for some reason. And outside back is over here, okay? Keep your shape, defend first, stay connected with your center backs. These are all the same lessons we've been talking about. Last note on this sequence. If the center back is pulled outside, right? If they're having to pull out and cover, which is fine, that happens. This player, the outside back, is responsible for the part of the field that the center back just vacated. And here's the player, the danger player who's about to enter that space, okay? So as he's tracking, he starts to track towards the middle and then he comes back out like this. On a team that I'm coaching, I am instructing the outside back. You track back in the middle. Now you become the center back. That's your new job while the center back is over here. That's very, very important. We'll see how this plays out. He ends up winning the ball, getting a throw. So no harm, no foul. Okay, this sequence of play is going to highlight just how important it is for the outside back and the center back to communicate. Talk. You'll see, again, we're going over our main lessons today. Stay connected with the center backs. That's 10 yards apart, staying in a good shape. 2, defend first, attack second. 3rd, communicate. All right, let's watch what happens here. There's a goal kick happening way over here. So we're just going to focus on this back line and see what happens. Let's watch. Here's the kick. See what happens. Okay, so it's very clear. Don't communicate. They both go for the same ball, and they end up basically tripping over each other because they didn't talk. And frankly, this center back should be remaining here or just kind of dropping in and covering while this guy attacks the ball. That's probably the right way. But if the center back is going to attack the ball, that's fine. Then the outside back drops into cover. But because of this, let's look at what the opposition has left to deal with. 1, 2, 3, 4 players in this vicinity that can essentially, with the ball turns over, immediately launch a counterattack into this big open space. Right? It'll be basically 1, 2, 3 v1 against this player. Okay, not good, not good. So talk. One's got to drop and cover. One's got to attack the ball. Okay, here's a really cool sequence that I really like. I really like what the outside back does here to start, and then it kind of breaks down, but we'll show you how. So let's watch what happens. The center back has the ball. They're bringing it out from a goal kick, or a goalie had the ball. He's going to play in this triangle here. 1, 2, 3, right? There's a triangle. So he's going to play the ball here. He's going to play the ball here. I love it. This is exactly how you break this press. Excellent work. But then let's see what happens, okay? 1, 2, good. He's in all the space. Excellent. And dribbles right back into the pressure. All right, so let's pause for a second. What should you do here? As an outside back, when you bring the ball up in this position, the defenders have started shifting towards you, okay? You can see all of their body language and shape is this direction, this direction. So what's going to happen is that this space right here is going to become very congested. That's the last place that you should continue to push the ball because just the numbers aren't working for you. What you should look for here is where is the space on the field? Where is the space? Let me zoom out for a second. Where is the space? You can kind of see it, but let's look, okay? So from here, there's space behind. There's space right in here. I think this is a player on that team should be entering into this space. There's space here. How do I get the ball from here into one of these spaces? Well, first of all, you're going to need some help. As an outside back, you know, it's a little dangerous to be hitting these flat balls across the middle to this player, but honestly, that's where you want the ball to go, over here, or you want it to go into this middle player right here. So how do you get it there? Well, let's talk about this fella who is blocking this passing channel, right? So that's the first thing. He's got to get out. Hey, outside back, tell him to get out. Tell him to push left or right. Tell him to go left. Get out of there. Okay, that's no problem. Do that. Then hopefully he's checking. You have a pass here. Now the way that works though is it's got to be done quickly. 2 touch. You got to say my next move is out of this pressure area and into space. All right. Here's another player you could probably play too, but that's a little scary to the middle right there. So you tell this kid to get out, and then this ball goes here. Right? That's find the space, find the space. What you cannot do is dribble straight back into the pressure, right? Let's watch here. Okay, this kid should have got away. This guy is checking, right? But that's a really tough pass with these guys in the middle. So he cut right back into the pressure. Last tip. When you're running into pressure like this, how about turn around and run straight back where you came, okay? Put your body between the ball and the defender and take 5 steps that way. That opens this whole thing up, buys you a little bit of time. You do not always have to go forward. You can go backwards. Save possession, give yourself some time and space, let people get into a position where you can pass them the ball. So this is basically a carbon copy of what just happened, but this one actually leads to a turnover and a goal against this player. So let's watch what happens. The goal kick comes out. It's going to come here, and then he's going to drop the ball here, which is a great way to kind of move forward, then back, push the defensive line or the pressuring line back. So that's good. Watch what happens once the outside back has the ball. Okay, let's watch it quick. Here, plays it back. Excellent. Time and space. Cuts in. Oh, I love this. I love this. Oh, I don't love that. Let's do it again. Cuts in. Very good. Oof. And that was bad was because what we just talked about. He went straight back to the pressure. Watch. Where's the pressure? Where are the? You can see him right here. Right here. Where's the space? Can we see the space? Where's the space? Right here is a massive amount of space, right? That's one thing. Where's the other space? Okay, as he's coming up, where's his best option? I love cutting across the middle as an outside back. Getting out of these vertical lanes and moving diagonally or horizontally across the field is so effective in opening up passing lanes. So you see this player's open right here. But again, that's kind of, he's going to have to force a pass in between a bunch of players. Building out of the back third. This is the play every time. Okay, right there. Then he can play there or he can play here because you've changed the angle, right? You've opened up this huge passing lane for this player, and this guy can get right in here and receive the ball. What cannot happen, let's watch it again. What cannot happen is a turnover because you turn straight back into pressure. Let's watch. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. Learn the lesson, see how it works. This ball has got to go there. Cut in, up, across, on the run, and then there's the pass. Relieves the pressure, switches the point of attack. That's the way to go. It's our last little snippet for this video. Watch here. First of all, I'm going to make this comment because I can't help myself. But the defensive shape is all wonky here, right? This was just a goal kick, just came up. This center back again came over and won the header, but it went straight back to this player. We talked about it earlier. On these goal kicks, this player should really be here, and this player should stay in his shape, and this player should stay in his shape, so we have a nice line. Okay, he's got to talk. They aren't quite falling over each other this time, but again, too close into each other's space, not paying attention. So anyway, so the ball comes back, he heads it, this player kicks it, it goes back and forth a little. And what I want you to watch is where are the eyes of the left back? What is he watching? And what is he not watching? Watch his eyes. Forward. Okay. Here, he was too focused on the ball and lost his man. Focused on the ball. He had no idea where this player is. Okay. Now, here's the other part I'm a little complaining about. Once this ball goes over the top, this player as an outside back must get on his horse and recover as fast as he can centrally, okay? Centrally. So recovering in a bent run, and you're going to kind of cut out the easy pass over here. As you can see, he was just a little lax in recovery, and I think it works out okay in this case. But let's watch and see. You see the space between, they're 10 yards apart from each other. If this ball sneaks over here, he's clear in 1v1. Outside back, listen, I know it's a long 40, 50 yard sprint, but you have to make that sprint central and quickly. quickly, and cut that pass off. This is one last example of communication between the center back and the outside back and how it can go wrong. So there's going to be a free kick way over here, coming in from here. You can see the back line's kind of lined up in a good shape. I like the shape. And now the ball's going to come in. Let's watch what happens. This looks familiar. Okay, let's watch it again. Ball comes in. So you see what has happened a number of times already that we've highlighted in the video. Center back, left back. You guys have to talk to each other. Communicate, communicate, communicate. Once again, center back is drawn all the way over to attack the ball. This time, good job on the outside back for kind of backpedaling and covering behind. That's the right thing. However, probably better if it can be called off and only one of you attacks the watch again, slow motion. Okay, so they're to each other, right next to each other. We can do better. It's just talking thing, communication thing. Nice job on the recovery. So the ball goes back, cover for each other, and then gone. Last comment. The safe play is to kick it out and kind of recover, and that's fine. No problem there. I wonder if there's, in this case, when the ball is here, let's take a look. He's facing backwards. He has a player here that he could just simply pass the ball to. If he feels less comfortable going here, that's fine. But he could absolutely drop it to his goalkeeper rather than kind of clearing it out. So just a thought. It's kind of nice to keep the ball in play. And if you can see, there's not an attacking player in sight. If he can control this ball, we can reset the attack and push the ball across to the other side. Okay, right here. Goalkeeper should be yelling, saying, drop it, drop it, drop it. He does that. He plays a simple ball here, and they're off to their races.